Look, mate, if you love Chelsea, you won't play against us. But I have to play for Real Madrid and you at Stamford Bridge. Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you are all doing well today, my sweet friends. Namaste. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here on Football Therapy, where I see what's been said about the Blues. Report here, giving you my opinion, but more importantly, asking for yours. Hazard returning for Real Madrid and looking sensational, ready to come and play against Chelsea. Thomas Tuchel commenting on Chelsea's lack of goal scorers, hinting on maybe a new acquisition, who knows. Lots to get into today's video. Please do drop a like to show your support, subscribe to this channel if you're new, and do be sure to go and check out my partner, OneFootball. That's right, of course, OneFootball does support Chelsea news here on Football Therapy, the completely free phone application that keeps you updated on Chelsea news when you're away from your computer. When you can't watch my videos, click on OneFootball, check out transfer news, latest news, match statistics, you know, everything you need regarding Chelsea or the club you support, all for free on OneFootball. So make sure you click the link in the description to do yourself the favour. Why wouldn't you want to do yourself the favour? Good. Alright then, let's get into the first story of today's video and talk about what Big Tommy Tuchel has been saying. So, massive result, of course, against West Ham, London derby, top four rivals, big 6-pointer. Timmy Burner goal in the bag. Lovely scenes indeed. Now, no one really expected this to be a high-scoring affair, and we will take the points and run, but there is a distinctive problem with Chelsea in scoring goals. Yes, Timo Werner has underperformed his expected goals this season by about 6.5 goals, which is a lot, you know. 6 or 7 goals would probably help us out a lot, but it's not a gargantuan amount. Chelsea are low scorers under Tuchel, and he's been talking about it prior to the West Ham game, and in a Daily Express article I'm about to cite, talks about this in relation to Chelsea's desire to buy a elite gunman. So I'm going to take you through this article first, talk to you a little bit about that, and then we can talk about the headlines being written in the return of Eden Hazard, which, yeah, is frustrating. But let's start on this article. I'll take you through it now. Thomas Tuchel teased Chelsea fans over the club's interest in Borussia Dortmund striker Erling Haaland on Saturday, declaring ahead of the 1-0 win over West Ham that they expect more from their forwards amid their disappointing goal return this term. Yes, indeed, a disappointing goal return. Let's read on. The Blues' hopes for competing for the Premier League title this season under Frank Lampard were undermined by the disappointing output of the attacking talent they recruited last summer. Lampard paid the price for his struggles of Timo Werner, Kai Havertz and Hakim Ziyech with his job. And since Thomas Tuchel arrived as his replacement in January, the Londoners have been much improved. Chelsea have a Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid to look forward to, and will also contest the FA Cup final against Leicester at Wembley next month. In the Premier League, the win over West Ham at the London Stadium on Saturday, thanks to Werner's first half finish, also puts them in pole position to secure Champions League football for next season. Indeed, and on that, before we go on to continue citing the article, I would like to say I've checked on Odds Checker what the odds are of Chelsea finishing in the top 4 now, and we are odds on 1-2 to finish in the top 4. Liverpool are 2-1, and I believe West Ham are 4-1 or 5-1. So if you read into bookmakers and bookies odds, Chelsea are heavily favourites, odds on to finish in the top 4, but it's never that easy. I just thought I'd throw it in now for a little bit of insightful context. Let's read on. But speaking ahead of the short trip to West Ham, Tuchel made it clear that Chelsea expect more from their forward line. Amid reports they will push hard to sign Haaland from Dortmund this summer. The Norway international, 20 years old, is wanted by all the biggest clubs across Europe after producing 37 goals and 11 assists in 38 games this season, to go with his 16 goals and 3 assists in 18 Dortmund outings last term. Yeah, we all know it's an absolutely ridiculous, horrendous output. We saw something similar with Timo Werner, mind, but I don't want to make the comparisons because when it comes to physicality and speed, on top of elite gunmanship, if that is a word, Erling Haaland seems to be in a world of his own, and of course, when he's got like a goal a game in the Champions, or more than that, in the Champions League, you think, alright, Okay. Let's read on. Haaland has established himself as the hottest young centre-forward in world football with his blistering goal return in Germany, and Dortmund are desperate not to lose their number 9 this summer, purposely slapping a prohibitive £130 million transfer price on his head. But Chelsea are set to rival United and City, as well as Real Madrid and Barcelona, to try and sign Haaland this summer, despite that valuation, which could smash the Premier League transfer record. Barcelona and Real Madrid ain't paying 130 million for this player, or they'd have to get some more new, peculiar and creative loans, because they were hanging their particularly greedy hats on the European Super League, which now is no more. That's nice. Let's read on. And Tuchel, in conversation with Sky Sports in the build-up to West Ham, appeared to confirm those intentions by admitting the Londoners need a ruthless and productive finisher, which Haaland certainly is, to take them to the next level. He suggested that Chelsea do not have a 20-plus goal a season attacker in their squad, despite Werner's brilliant return in the Bundesliga with Leipzig before his move to Stamford Bridge. The German boss said, "We need more goals, and we rely on anybody and want to just trust anyone that's capable of scoring. But you just need the numbers. Our top scorers have 6 goals. This is clearly not enough for the demands, the expectations, and the targets of Chelsea Football Club and what we demand." I say this without any anger or without being rude to any of the offensive guys. I think they're all aware of it. But when we put the goalkeeper in goal for Chelsea, we expect him to have a clean sheet. When we let the defenders play, we expect them to produce clean sheets and the best possible outcome straight away. This is what we expect from the midfielders. We expect passing percentage, we expect the rhythm of the game, and when we put the strikers in, we expect goals and assists and nothing else. This is one of the most challenging clubs in European football, and if the challenge is on you, you simply need to accept that, and we don't produce the kind of numbers that we expect from our strikers. Tough words from Big Tommy Tuchel there. He's not happy with the strikers. He's like, look, I'm not going to get angry with you, but this clearly isn't good enough. It's interesting as well, man, if you ask me, because Chelsea do... It's not completely benign possession. Yes, they control in possession and prevent the opposition from having the ball and sometimes move it around just to sort of burn time and wear out the opposition. It's not like we're playing Frank Lampard gung-ho football, but there still is opportunities for wing-backs and the front three to combine and create goal-scoring chances. You know, it's on them to use. Yes, they need to be coached. Yes, they need to get used to the league, but they're still professional footballers. That there's a reason why, you know, they cost X amount of money. They need to do well. You need to do well. We defend with a block 5 at the back, and then you've got 5 along the front that combine and need to score. And they're not doing it. Thomas Tuchel's annoyed. Maybe it's a personality thing as well. Maybe you need this kind of like... If you look at Erling Haaland, again, I'm not saying we're going to buy him, but if you look at him, that demand for goals, if he doesn't score at least 1 goal in a game, he's fuming. Then that's it, and that's the kind of mentality you need. You don't want this sort of like, oh, I score goals sometimes. Whoa, this league is hard. You need, no, I'm here for blood. I'm here to kill. Much like Diego Costa was for Chelsea, and that seemingly feels like a long time ago now. Anyway, Chelsea are likely to get a striker in the summer, which is something exciting for me to report on over the transfer window, so make sure you have the bell notifications icon switched on here when you subscribe to Football Therapy, as we move on to the next story in today's video and talk about Eden Hazard. Right, things are going well for Chelsea so far, currently sitting in the top 4 in a semi-final against Real Madrid in the Champions League and of course an FA Cup final. You'd back Chelsea to do okay in big games under Thomas Tuchel, as his record would dictate so far since he came into Stamford Bridge, but the headlines are bubbling under the surface with a return of Eden Hazard to the Real Madrid team. Of course, he has had an absolutely horrendous time of it, scoring like 1 or 2 goals since signing for Real Madrid. This could be absolutely wrong, but I read he missed 16 games for actually being injured at Chelsea in 7 years. Maybe he was being rested otherwise or something like that. Now, I don't know if that's true. That could be absolute nonsense, but he didn't actually miss that much for injury. And remember, he was played through injury in the 2015-16 season. And he's pretty much missed everything of his Real Madrid career so far through so many different injuries. It's really tragic. and sad for such a magnificent player. Anyway, Hazard's back and he's ready for Chelsea. He came on against their last La Liga game against Real Betis. Look at this statistic from Squawka. No player created more chances for Real Madrid versus Betis than Eden Hazard, and he was only on the pitch for 13 minutes. A little run out before the midweek game against Chelsea where he'll probably start, won't he? This is just what managers do. They let you play against your previous club. You see it all the time in the Premier League, and indeed you see it in Europe as well. You play against your previous club because they know you'll have this mental drive to like show this is what I am. Not that he's got anything against Chelsea, he loves Chelsea, but there will still be that desire to show the world, yes, here I am, the world will be expecting me to do well against Chelsea, my previous club. Therefore, I can see him starting, and it worries me a little bit because the way we keep opposition players out when we play with a back five out of possession and we compact tight the midfield, we make a low block essentially. We defend in possession up the pitch, but we're really good at playing without the ball deep as well, and we've kept loads and loads of players out by doing that. That's the exact kind of thing Eden Hazard used to do well against in the Premier League, against Premier League teams, I don't know, like Chelsea, even though he was playing for Chelsea. He'd break them down, do something magnificent and score a goal. Loads of Chelsea fans are being really excited, like, he's coming home, oh, I can't wait to see him. And the fans won't be in the stadium, which is sad, because he'd get a magnificent reception, of course, and that would be heartwarming. But without that, there's nothing. There's just Eden Hazard, the world-class player with a point to prove. Ain't nothing good about that. You know what I mean? If he's like coming on and being the most creative and best player for Real Madrid in 13 minutes compared to all the other players who played 19, that's not a good thing. I'm pretty spooked about it, and the headlines are just waiting to be written. You know, there's probably journalists throughout Europe already thinking of, funny taglines for the headline, like, the return, the Hazard, Chelsea Hazard return, or I don't know, play on words of Hazard, return, Stamford Bridge. The headlines will be there already written, and I'm worried. Anyway, I want to hear what you guys think. I wanted to put it out to you guys, so make sure you comment about Eden Hazard's return to Chelsea. What do you think he'll do? Is he the biggest threat in the Real Madrid team because of the narrative? Let me know what you think also about strikers, goal scoring, low goal scoring this season. Can we challenge without a new striker? Will the current strikers get better? Get down in the comment section below, start the conversations, drop a like if you've enjoyed the content today, subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.